Lens filters can be an incredible tool to improve your photography and video, but it can be very overwhelming because there are so many out there. So in this video, I'll show you clear examples during one of my photo shoots in London, and you will see how they work, what you can achieve with them, and I will be also comparing PolarPro, Freewell and Nisi, so you can get a clear understanding of the difference between all of them. And by the end of the video as well, I will tell you my very honest opinion about my personal preference and if you really need them or they are something you can live without. But before we go to it, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy photography, creativity, and some vlogs here and there about my life as a photographer and my travels, because I share weekly videos, so make sure to subscribe and click the bell button to be notified about all of them and don't miss out. So this is the new Nisi Swift VND Mist Kit. And the most special aspect of this kit is that you can stack them on top of each other without the need of having to screw or unscrew other filters, which is super uncomfortable and annoying when you are shooting, having to screw and unscrew filters, because the weather is all the time changing and more in London. And during this photo shoot in particular, it was a mess because it was sunny, then it was cloudy, then sunny again. So you really want to be quick changing your filters. And these are super comfortable because you just have to stack them between each other, and they stack quite well and quite tight so they don't fall. So this is quite good because you don't have to even screw them or anything like that, and you can be safe, they're not gonna move. And it has also hard stops, and this is a must in VND filters because other cheaper brands don't have it. And what happens is when you are turning around the filter, if there is no limit on it, in some point the glass is gonna cross inside and it's gonna create a very ugly cross in the image. So with these filters you are safe because it's not gonna create that ugly cross basically. This kit contains a 1:5 VND filter, true color, and I will explain that in a second. And it also has a 6:9 variable ND filter. When combined with the 1:5, because this one works cutting 4 stops extra. And my favorite filter ever, a black mist filter. I cannot even explain how much I love this filter because if you follow my work, you may know that I love moody photography. I love moody portraits, I love moodiness on my photos and very cinematic feeling on my photos. And this filter really helps you to achieve that. It blooms the highlights, it softens the skin of the model, and it really gives a very filmy look in the image, and I absolutely love it because it's way softer and it's super, super beautiful. So this became my favorite filter right now because I think it gives such a cool effect in video and also in photo. And for sure, you're gonna see me using this filter more often on my photos because it looks super nice. So what's the deal with the true VND filter? As you may know, VND filters, variable ND filters, are like sunglasses for your camera. So when you want to shoot at a very shallow depth of field outdoors in a very bright day, you're gonna have to shoot super fast to compensate for that light, or you're gonna have to put one of these. But for video is even more useful because for photo you can deal doing that, just increasing the shutter speed. But for video, there is a kind of a rule for cinematic shots or for motion blur basically, that you have to shoot with a shutter speed double your frame rate. Which means the camera is gonna see what the eye sees. If I do like this, you see blur in my hands. If you don't shoot properly and the shutter speed is different, you're gonna see a very yellow effect. So basically, to compensate for that light, because you cannot change the shutter speed, you have to use VND filters. The problem with all the brands is that when you are using a VND filter, they change a little bit the colors, not too much, but they alter the colors a little bit, so the image is not completely accurate. So Nisi is being very popular now between very famous filmmakers because they are true color. And it's true that for photography, it's easier in Lightroom to move the temperature and correct it. It's not an issue at all. But for video, depending on the camera you have, for example, I record 8-bit, which is less quality than 10-bit, which means if you do color grading too much, the image is gonna break easier and the color is not gonna look good. So it's always good to take true colors from the camera and a very good white balance straight from the camera. So I do have the PolarPro VND filter, I do have a Freewell pack, and I do have now the Nisi pack. So basically, I was trying them out and I realized that Freewell make the image a little bit warmer. It doesn't bother me too much, sometimes I even like it, but it's a little bit warmer when you put them. And then, for example, PolarPro is slightly more warm and a tiny bit more blue. I don't know if you can notice here, it's very hard to notice because you have to put a lot of scenarios to be able to see even better, but it's a little bit more blue and a little bit warm, but it's quite good as well. But then, when I put the Nisi filters, as you can see here, the white balance is super accurate. I used the same settings in all the shots and is way more accurate to the true colors of the image. And then this next example is as well with the black mist filter. You cannot tell too much here because there are not too many highlights in the background, but you can see as well how it softens the image. I'm super surprised with these filters and I'm definitely gonna use them for now for all my YouTube videos when I have to use them, obviously, not all the time, because the colors are super accurate and that way, straight from the camera, I'm gonna get true colors. I'm not gonna have to change too many things in post, which is tremendously annoying and I spend a lot of time color grading. So it's way better to have something like this. And also the fact that during my photo shoots, I can use these filters like I want because you can do a lot of combinations. You can use the VND by itself, the 1 to 5. You can use the black mist on top. You can use on top of them as well the 4 stops extra, or you can use them by themselves. So what happens is it comes as well with an adapter ring, because the black mist and the 4 stops filter, they work to being stuck on top of the VND, but if you want to use them by themselves, you just put the adapter ring and you put the black mist on top and that's it. And that's what I did in many situations during this photo shoot. Okay, so let's go to the conclusion. Do you need this kit or VND filters at all? So in my personal situation, I do shoot landscape photography, and for landscape photography and shoot long exposures, you need VND filters because you have to cut light to enter the sensor because you're gonna be shooting slow to catch this silky effect on the water. So for that, you will need it for landscape photography. For portrait photography, which I do a lot, you don't really need it, okay? Because you can handle by shooting super fast and that's it. I do have f1.4 lenses from Sigma and I shoot super fast to compensate for the light, even though I started to use VND filters because they help me even more, because I notice sometimes that the sky, if I'm not careful, can be a little bit burned out, you know, blown out. So I use VND filters, not always, but I find they help, but they are not necessary, guys, because I've been years without them and I handle. For video is another story, okay? For video, I really think they are more useful because if you are shooting in a sunny day outdoors, you are doing a YouTube video, you are recording a photo shoot, and it's very sunny, this is gonna help you a lot. Because as I told you before, the shutter speed has to be double the frame rate and you cannot play with the shutter speed. So VND filters are very useful. Again, you can handle without them because I did in the past and nothing happened, so it's fine. So you don't have the budget, it's totally okay, you can handle it. I did when I didn't have the budget myself, so you can do it. So what I would say is worry if you're a beginner about a camera and a lens, okay? And then with time, get geeky all you can because, I mean, I love it. I love to get geeky and buy stuff to improve my image when I can. If there are periods of my life or months when I'm tight on my budget, I'm not buying stuff, guys, because everything is an addition to improve your image. But with a camera and a lens, you can do already a lot. The black mist filter, guys, that I will tell you, I love. So this is up to you. If you like the effect, you may want to buy it because I think it's beautiful, the image, how it comes out. For video and for photo, I really love this style. You're gonna see me using these filters way more often because I love the effect. So this is up to you, guys. Consider everything you need and you don't need, and be very strategic about what you buy and what you don't buy. I'm gonna be using this a lot because they are true color and for YouTube videos it's perfect. So thank you, Nisi, for sending this over and sponsoring this video. I'm super happy with them. And please comment below if you have any question about these filters because I'm super happy to help. If you have any doubt about anything, I can try something for you if you like, so you can clear your doubts about these filters. And subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. I will see you soon. Ciao.